Hi, Jakob Stief here, the long-haired freaky dude. Today I'm going to review the horror psychological thriller novel, The Dark Half, by Stephen King. It's about a writer named Thad Beaumont. Who's a writer? It's a Stephen King novel. What else would the protagonist be? Who lives in Maine? It's a Stephen King novel. Where else would it take place? And his evil alter ego becomes personified and starts doing evil, nefarious things. The root of this alter ego is a brain tumor, teratoma, which I have a mild fascination with. So, that was exciting. And have you noticed that in almost every Stephen King book there is at least one character who has a brain tumor? Green Mile, Under the Dome, I'm pretty sure Salem's Lot. There's probably more too, I just can't remember them. Still, it's curious. Wonder why that is. But really, this book was disappointing. It wasn't what I expected. Or perhaps, not what I wanted. I came into this book knowing nothing about it, nothing at all. Just the title. So I was kind of hoping that it was going to be about the inner struggles and the evil doings of a man with D.I.D, dissociative identity disorder, which I also have a kind of mild fascination with. So that made me sad whenever I found out the Dark Half wasn't his inner wicked self. But I suppose it was still more of a personified D.I.D, which is still kind of cool. The story itself was okay, not exceptional. It was more murder and a version thereof than anything. And the ending was just weird. I didn't like it at all. No sir, I don't like it. Right when Thad and his alter ego are duking it out in an interesting psychological battle, out of nowhere, thousands, millions of freaking sparrows just burst into the house. Out of nowhere, and they just freaking carry away the evil alter ego. The end. Sparrows from hell, completely detached from the decent concept, just come out of nowhere and end the story. It's so incongruous. It didn't make any sense. Sure, the sparrows are hinted at throughout the entire book by the use of a line which is consistently repeated. It's incredibly annoying, but really, it's a Stephen King book. Of course, there's a phrase which gets obnoxiously repeated every other page, but as far as King's depiction of horror and twisted-ass mind goes, that's still charming as ever. Let me just recount to you some of my favorite moments from this book. She saw a bloody hole at his groin. His testicles were still where they belonged. His penis had been stuffed into his mouth. Oh, just beautiful imagery. It paints a perfect picture in my head, it really does. And then, there's this golden story. Really, probably the most beautiful, twisted thing I've ever laid witness to. It's something that would make Caligula proud. I just can't think of anything that tops this. The horse had 2 broken legs and needed to be shot. But the thing was, old Farmer John had enjoyed it. Had, in fact, put the barrel of the gun against the horse's head and then jerked himself off, squeezing the trigger at the moment of climax. Oh, man, it's breathtaking, it really is. Reading that changed my life. Really, the moment I read that, I went and recited that quote to anyone I could find. Even some teachers. I should have made a reaction video. And I can't help but notice that that story takes place on page 69. Anyways, moving on. When one innocent character sees the police, this is said. She opened the door, feeling the uneasy twinge even the most blameless people must feel when the police show up. Oh, hey, I'm not the only one. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about the presence of authority that makes the body unnerved, even when nothing wrong has been done. The feeling of inferiority. In that sense, I suppose the feeling that one gets when meeting a police officer and meeting a celebrity aren't too dissimilar. I mean, looking back, I suppose it actually does feel quite the same. And being an amateur novelist myself, I took particular liking to some of the words said about the craft of world making. Me, I can't work without a typewriter. Dude, I'm the same way. Typewriters are the way to go. They're the way of the future. A novelist is simply a fellow who gets paid to tell lies. The bigger the lies, the bigger the pay. Hey, it's true. I mean, really, we pay to read lies when we read a novel, but they're happy lies. Yeah, happy. I'm just gonna put a lie right here and a lie right here. Oh, so happy. Concerning fact-checking while writing, it's so much easier just to sit there in front of the typewriter and make up lies. Oh my god, it's so true. There's a point when ease is preferable to a realistic world. And finally, the compulsion to make fiction was no more than a bulwark against confusion, maybe even insanity. And just for fun. I was hopping as fast as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. I love that. It's great. It's great stuff. Oh, and one final note. At one point in this book, Roy Harvey Oswald is briefly discussed. The guy who shot, JFK in the face. I wonder if King had any idea at the time that he would one day write a book about Oswald and the JFK shooting. 11/22/63. Well, that's my review of The Dark Half by Stephen King. How did you like it? Did you think it was good? Did you think the sparrows were a bit too much? A weird way to end it? If you want to see more great book reviews, be sure to check out my channel and hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to direct those in the comment section. However vulgar, anything goes down there. I'm Jakob Stief, the long-haired freakadoot. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.